All right, you guys, back with another live stream. Please share, subscribe, hit that like button for me, and let's get this live. Trump declares war against Venezuela. Trump has announced it that the U.S. is at war with the South Americans, country of Venezuela, so that the U.S. can steal its oil. When did Congress authorize that? It didn't. Trump has the power of Congress to declare war, and last night labeled the independent nation founded in 1811 a foreign terrorist organization. I believe that 1811 and 1812, you had World War One, II that America had won. Now, it says here, our warmonger dictator. Now Trump being a dictator, declaring war with Venezuela, accusing the Venezuelans that the Venezuela had been taking oil from the U.S. Now, Trump is declaring an an outrage war with the Venezuelans. So he declared a total and complete blockage on oil tankers that enter the part of Venezuela. Venezuela is completely surrounded by the largest, economy they have. One of the, I believe they're one of the largest, similar in history of South America. Trump says the fleet include 15,000 military personnel and aircraft carriers, destroyers. So now Trump is coming out accusing the Venezuelans that they started a war with the U.S. where we have tensions are escalating. Now, I want to talk to you guys about what's going on now in the South. See, when America can no longer handle the rest of them, now it's all about seeing that wherever they can, gain grounds. Since they can't handle the Western hemisphere, now it's all about gaining grounds. So I want to tell y'all something. What's going to be an outlook for 2026? 2026 is going to be a drastic, year. So it will be a fall of the U.S. dollar, the currency. Because what's going to happen? They can't hold no more grounds. The U.S. is going to find out they can't hold grounds with China. Because China, they have over the country 57%. And all China needs is to gain 3%. So if they can get Korea, if they can get Japan for, join force, the U.S. when we look at this, decline of the dollar, we're going to look at, our outlook for 2026, where we're going to see the dollar, that the strong holds of American governments, we see it's going to fall at some point to pieces, because she had lost amongst the nation of this earth. And I want to say to my brothers and sisters that's, time in here, one of the greatest powers we're going to see of America is going to be her dollar. Because once you understand, she can't hold no grounds. Because now, as you see, she started this conflict right with the South Americans, the Venezuelans. Now, I want to say this 1811, there was the Great War. I remember, we had Great British. America was able to maintain the World War I and II. But this is not a World War I, II. This is a different outlook. This is a war that's going to come in the making. And we're going to see the loss of such power will bring any nation to weakness. We're going to see at some point America is going to lose the power of the dollar. Because now we would probably see the pound will lose probably 50% of its value. And at some point, we're going to see the currency of America is going to be backed by silver or gold. The dollar ain't going to be a dollar no more. While we looking in on our left, China and Russia going to be looking on our right. And when it comes to America, the biggest downfall is when she can't strengthen allies. Look at Tehran. When it comes to a war, see, China can lively invade their next door neighbor. So I want to say, what should we expect now in the next 12 months under the fall of America when it comes to the dollar? See, this means that we have 100% inflation. Now, what could happen under 100% inflation? See, your guess got to be as good as mine. See, the power we see of gold and silver was once abounding in America, but the touch of the finger of God against this power of so mighty a nation has now caused the crumbling and fall of America. Now, we know America bulldozed her way in. So, I say this. See, even when we see in 1776, we seen America wrote in their, Declaration of Independence. Now, I remember Martin Luther King will always say during the night of filibuster, black and brown, didn't have voting rights. They didn't have the equal rights. So they would deny black and brown voting rights during the night of the filibuster. So I say this, y'all. 26 is going to be a very, very interesting year because like I say, we got Democrats, Republicans. Now, Republicans want to take away the Obamacare. Now, what can they do in exchange for the Obamacare? As you will start seeing prelims start rising, inflation. I want y'all to be prepared, what 26 will look like, and it's just around the corner. We probably, another 3 weeks for a new year. This is why I always say to my viewers, I always say to you guys, embrace yourself, because we are going to go into an economic crash. We are going to a global economic crash. Because the power is going to be, right in the Middle East. When America, she can no longer exercise the power in the Middle East. She can no longer, work the Western. Now she's trying to take over South America, which is going over to, Venezuela to take their oils, and this is wicked on America's part. So we are going to go through a whole different, change for a new year. So let's go to the decline of this dollar. Now, I want to tell you guys that the strong hold of this American government we see is going to fall to pieces at some point. She have lost, amongst the nation of this earth. And one of the greatest powers you will see is America and her dollar. The loss of such power will bring any nation to weakness. For this is the meter of exchange between nations. The English pound and the American dollar have been the power and the beckoning lights of these two great powers. But when the war went off, we see the silver standards, the financial gold. You see a silver. So when it comes to the financial, you see everything going to be pretty much turned over. Because the pound at some point have lost 50% of its value. And see, today, we see the currency of America is not backed by any sound value, silver or gold. See, the notes today is something that this government declared that they would give you the value in return, but does not name what that value is. But they definitely are not backing their currency with silver or gold. See, this is the number one fall. Very clear. The loss of the power of American dollar means the loss of the financial power of America. She's going to lose her finance. She's going to lose, because at some point she's losing out on her stocks, trades. Look at what Trump is doing, sending terrorists into China. She already lost her trades. See, when we look into the Western hemisphere, When we look, she can't make no kind of friendship with foragers. She losing our friendship. So now we see at some point we're going to see the fall. I just want to give my viewers, you guys that's timing here, a good look of what 26 is going to look like. The dollar ain't going to be no more, y'all. Gold is going to be a good investment. Copper, silver, all that's going to be a good investment. Because the dollar is not going to be the dollar anymore, y'all. America, at some point, she's going to lose 50% of its value. See, if it's not already losing 50% of value. See, what should we expect now? In the next 12 months, under this fall of America, dollar. See, this means that we have lost 100%. And see, this means that we have 100% of inflation highs. What could happen under 100% inflation? See, your guess is as good as mine. See, the power of gold and silver was once abounding in America. But the touch of the finger, we see a God against the power of so mighty a nation that now caused the crumbling and fall of America. And see, the sad thing is, America no longer have grounds to hold. See, when China can get together with Korea, when China can get together with Japan after all the chaos they may have, to get together on this global, on this global crisis that America is going to go through. See, everything is going to be pulled on over into this foreign country. See, this is why I say this. I stress myself over and over to you guys. Be prepared for the worst. Always prepare for the worst. At some point, the government is going to shut down. At some point, y'all. The government's going to shut down. We are going to go through a whole different phrase. Trump is like fueling, escalating a war. Even with the American people, he's doing executive orders. He have a secret list. He's trying to see, are you against his policies? And see, all this is wicked on his part. The Venezuelans, they was not a threat to the U.S. The same thing that when America went into uncivilized Africa, took African and tried our people as slaves, took, our sisters, raped our sisters, and, they went in to all over the foreign country, invading people's privacy, as we see what's happening in Chicago, where Trump has sent special task force going into these Black and Hispanic communities, And I believe in just in that one area of Chicago, there was over 76 arrests made. People, just imagine, people was horrified, didn't want to come out. He went and his next move was going into Memphis. I'm gonna say it like this. See, if we go to war, see, this is what Trump is doing. We're going to war with the oil. And see, when we go to war, we going to war all, of the Middle East, as we see at some point. I've been saying there's still this Cold War between America and Russia. And it's like America is fueling things. That war between Russia and Ukraine has not died down. I say this to you guys. America don't even care what's going on with Gaza, with Hamas. Because America will just posit the little brother Israel on foreign soil, the Palestinians, which will be the Palestinians' land. At some point, y'all, people gonna really look at America, and people gonna stand far. They're going to stand far off and see America burn with fire. Because it's like no one wants to have any kind of, part. Trump been a real manipulator, a dictator. He lied. And the U.S. has become an outlaw nation where cops of the world. And Trump has become like Putin. I mean, I say this to you guys. We facing some very dangerous times. I want to say because Trump, he has dragged the United States into an illegal war for oil and shed the constitutions, daring Congress to stop him and daring the world to retaliate. He has turned America's sailors and Marines into pirates and American foreign policies into a global extortion racket. Every tanker sized and every civilian killed it. Every blockage imposed it without law makes Americans less safe and more despised it. See, the bill for this madness is coming. And blood trades and terror and global blowbacks. And when it arrives, Trump won't pay it. The American people will. Now, what is going on? We actually thought that Trump was the businessman. I say this, man, because I want you guys to hear me clear. America is really losing friendship all over the world. Friendship is speeding her doom. And see, when you can't eat your cake and ice cream, you can't have your cake and ice cream, what you do? You go into some of these foreign countries and trying to, stick your neck out bull way. You know what I mean? Because America, she's the number one bulldozer. She loves to start, you know what I mean, war with other people. And then let it make sense, you guys. I want you guys let this marinate a little. All the war she starts, now she will try to find peace after you created conflict with people. I mean, this is America for you. Now, let's zoom in and hear what Trump has to say here.
Going to the people and let the people buy their own health care. It'll be unbelievable. They'll do a great job. They'll get much better health care at a much lower cost.
I mean, he's talking like they're gonna have an exchange for healthcare. Look, they trying to move the Obamacare. Now, you have to think they take the Obamacare. You know, how are they going to rearrange things? If you take the Obamacare, that's just pretty much, you know, healthcare being thrown out the window. Prelims is just going to go up. People are going to have you know, a bad income tax season because he's making you pay for healthcare, and you know you could just throw all your, you know what I mean, Medicare, you know what I mean, you might as well just throw it out the window because he's telling you that you're gonna have to come out your pockets. Just think how much they take. When you get ready to get all the W-2s and you get ready to file for taxes, tell you how things are going to be for you guys. 2026 is not going to be a good, you know what I mean, income tax season for a lot of Americans. I'm going to say it like that. Let's go.
I want Tennessee by a real lot. You know, we had a great election. We won every single swing state. We won the popular vote. We won everything. And there's a thing that they have in our districts, which is a big deal. I think in a way it's
Just reading in these comments, I'm seeing some of you guys got to be the ignorant people, man, because I'm seeing some of you guys saying fantastic job that Trump is doing. Look, that's in Iowa. I was just reading reports in Iowa. Those people was swearing that we didn't need the Obamacare. Now all of a sudden, the people in Iowa, they wish that they had the Obamacare because they didn't realize they got to come out their pockets for insurance and all that. I mean, I'm just saying to you guys, this is wicked. Just think over this. This is wicked. Trump may be the last president, and what Trump is doing, you see, trumpet. The trumpet is going to sound. See, this is why God used Trump. This is why he used him. Because at some point the trumpet is going to be sound. At some point. See, you can't do evil in that aspect that's going to come back to you. You know, the Bible always says, as thou hast done, so shall it be done to you. A man reap what he sows. See, America is going to reap what she sows. Let's go.
The most sad with Thailand and Cambodia, two people I get along with great, and I dealt with them and I called them and I said, look, fellas, you gotta relax, you gotta take it easy. They lost, they started the war again. I got it ended. And things like that are gonna happen. War. There's nothing pretty about war. Nothing good, and there's nothing you can do to predict what's going to happen. But I think we've made a lot of progress with respect to Russia and Ukraine. I hope. Last.
So he's putting it in your face that nothing you're going to do when a war gets in the making. It's nothing you're going to do. You ain't going to stop it. You can't prevent from it happening. So he's saying it and he's putting it right in your faces. Now, the report reads right here. We're going to go to this report. Trump hijacked a 20-year-old an oil tanker on December 11, 2025. The Marines and Coast Guard stole $95 million in oil and will pump it out at a U.S. port. So it says since September, Trump has murdered 100 people by sinking 26 vessels that was riding. Trump has not provided any public evidence to support his assurance that the boat struck September was carried drugs. Yet there is no public evidence that the boat posed any danger to the U.S. There is no public evidence that legal drugs were involved. The U.S. have become an outlaw now nation where cops of the world, and Trump has become like Putin now. So we see the coming soon military and guerrillas counter attacks. Now, Venezuela defense strategy lies on prolonging. Now, all the chaos you see that Trump is escalating and fueling a war that he's telling you he's putting it right there in your face. There's nothing you're going to do. See, Trump has dragged the U.S., into a legal war for the oil. And now we see civilians is killed. And we see this madness is coming. And you see the blood and trays in terror and a global blowback. Now let's think, how will you think 2026 is going to look like? It's going to get very tense going into a new year. Let's go.
Settled 8 wars, and one was having a little problem yesterday. Thailand, Cambodia, we were able to straighten that out. Some killing going on that shouldn't have happened. We appreciate them working to get it straightened out, and they have. The security protocols yesterday were amazing, and they have been amazing, having to do with Russia and Ukraine. And I had a long talk with President Zelensky. Also, I spoke with the heads of Germany, Italy, NATO, Finland, France, United Kingdom, Poland, Norway, Denmark, and the Netherlands. We had very long and very good talks. And again, I think things are going along pretty well. 27,000 soldiers were killed last month. Shouldn't happen. Should have never happened. Should have never started. That war should have never ever started. But it did, and we're trying to get it solved. That was Biden's situation. We're trying to get it done. And I think we're closer now, and they will tell you that they're closer now in numerous conversations with President Putin of Russia. And I think we're closer now than we have been ever. And we'll see what we can do. We want to save a lot of lives. We sell equipment to NATO. We don't spend any money, but we do want to see if we can save a lot of lives.
Trump is lying to Americans. Trump is trying to assassinate America on American soil. You know, it's hard. It's really actually hard to believe what he's saying, that we're trying to save lives. You know, karma is one thing. I remember Trump was saying in Washington, we got so much homelessness and we got to take these people out the street. We got to take these stinking, nasty scumbags out the streets. And we got to build our streets. And now all of a sudden, Washington is flooded. People was forced to, evacuate over 100,000 people. And they're going to get another round. You know, karma one thing, and then turning lying to the people. It's crazy, y'all.
General Pam Bondi, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General Dan Kane, Commander of U.S. Northern Command, General Gregory Gio, Commander of the Southern Border Task Force, Major General Scott Noman, Command Sergeant Major Brett Johnson of the U.S. Army's 10th Mountain Division, Administrator of the Drug Enforcement Agency, Terry Cole, and many other members of our administration who have done an incredible job on the border. You know, people forget now that the border has been secure for actually 7 months. Think of it, more. They don't mention the border anymore. Nobody talks about the border. They talk about affordability, and we're the ones that are bringing the prices down. We were given the worst inflation in our country's history, and we're bringing the prices down. But the affordability is on the Democrats because they have made
Democrats, they haven't made nothing affordable. They want to keep the Obama plan. This is why there's going to be conflict between both parties. This is why I feel 100% that government is going to shut down. Because at some point you're going to see neither party is going to seek the presidency of when it comes to American people. It's going to have no sign of interest of saving Americans' lives. I want y'all to know that. Now, Trump is saying a lot right now because Trump wants things his way. So right now, Trump is actually demanding the Venezuelans pay for size of U.S. assets. For some reason, Trump is saying, "Well, we haven't stolen anything from the Venezuelans," but he's accusing the Venezuelans that they stole from the U.S. Now, President Trump has added a new justification for his pressure campaign against the Venezuelans, demanding the country pay for assets that Trump says was stolen from the U.S. when Venezuela nationalized its oil industry a year ago. Sad. It's sad. Because Trump escalated American edge towards unauthorized war with the Venezuelans. And see, when it comes to the House, a Democrat staged at last ditch attempt this week to reassure Congress constitutional authority over war, and once again they came up short, clearing the path for Trump to continue to escalate U.S. military action against Venezuela without a former authorization. The failed vote forced under the war power resolution will means to halt Trump expanding campaign of strikes on alleged drugs, smuggling vessels, and block and further the hostilities against the Venezuelans. Government's absence congressional approval. Instead, the House ignored the resolution, fell just shy of the passage, leaving the White House free to press ahead with what increasingly looks less like a counter-narcotic operations, more like a creeping, undeclared war. Since September, the U.S. force has struck dozens of boats of the Caribbean Pacific water, killing at least 95 people, according to the administration's own account. Trump officials assist the targets are narcotic terrorists, but lawmakers from both parties have raised alarms about civilians' death, intelligence, and the absence of any clear legal framework authorizing lethal force against a certain nation. Those concerns have only intensified as Trump has openly floated in land strikes inside Venezuela. A dramatic escalations that even some Republicans is disappointed. It says rather than dialing things back as Congress debated, Trump doubled down this week. He announced a sweeping blockage, a stationed oil tankers entering or leaving the Venezuelan ports, a move widely viewed by legal experts as an act of war, everything but names. Oil markets reacted immediately, while critics warned that the president had once again leapfrogged Congress and international laws alike, daring lawmakers to stop him after the fact. That dare went unanswered, despite bipartisanship, unease, and growing calls for transparency, including demands that the Pentagon release full footage and evidence from conversational strikes. The House votes since A clear signal Congress remains unwilling or unable to meaningfully constrain a president determined military powers. And I tell you guys, Trump is doing this. See, he gotta find some grounds because when it comes to the United States, they can't find no power to even exercise the power in the Middle East. So what Trump do when you can't no longer gain over the Western, what you do, you go to South America, you go to the Venezuelans and start conflict with these people. So things are really intensifying here. Getting very interesting. So it says here, this is a precise scenario. The framers sought to avoid the Constitution vests the powers to declare war in Congress, not in a single executive acting on impulse or political, yet decades of institutional rot has normalized a dangerous workaround president act first, lawmakers argue later, and the legal justification are patched together at the bodies are already in the water. What begins as a purported anti-drugs mission now include mass casualties, threats of grounds attacks, and an economic block that risks a high conflict. Congress had a chance to reserve itself. It hesitated in doing so, handed Trump a green light to keep pushing the country closer to a war no one ever voted for. You see? I tell you guys, man, Trump is a president that issue war powers warnings. He's warning the whole people. There's nothing people going to convince him and what he's planning to do. See, President Trump, when it comes to his recent Reddit toward, the Venezuelans, had triggered a former war power warning from Senate leader Chuck, escalating a brewing clash between Congress and the White House over the use of the U.S. military force. So this is going to get very interesting. See, this is about power. See, the man in power, he's the dictator. So things not looking good. See, America is going to be just like ancient Babylon. Babylon the Great was falling. America's going to fall, and the whole world sees this by now. Excuse me. America, she's gonna fall. She's gonna take a great fall. Now let's go.
Same color, same metal, same everything. So our men and women will be wearing that very same medal as Americans 100 years before who were asked to defend the sovereignty of our country. President Trump was elected to do that. You have done that, Mr. President. We're proud of this mission. We're proud to defend the American people. And pinning these medals on is an example of how important it is to us. So thank you, Mr. President.
I need to go further to uncover the secrets of Atlantis. Some legends are destined.
Leaders at every level that came together, not just in our joint force, but in the interagency. And I want to specifically highlight our Border Patrol teammates and our Office of Air and Marine teammates States, who, when I went down to the southern border and visited, were right there next to the Joint Force. I also want to thank not just these 13 individuals, but the Joint Force that was also down there and your families who poured in to make this deployment possible on the southern border. And of course, this time of the year, I'm always thinking about our currently deployed forces who are out there around the world doing our nation's business, and of course our fallen and their families who show us what courage and tenacity really are as they move forward after the loss of a service member. So thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Secretary.
It's always an honor for me to be in the Oval Office with the greatest president of my lifetime. Yes, I said it, and I meant it. I just got home last night. I toured the border in California, Arizona, Texas. I did it in four-wheel drive. I did it on the river. I did it from the air. Hundreds upon hundreds of miles of border. I didn't see one illegal alien. Not a single one. I've done this since 1984. I worked for 6 different presidents. Notice.
Now, this came out, y'all. Moscow, Russia foreign minister says on Thursday it hoped that the U.S. Donald Trump administration would not make a fatal mistake over the Venezuela, and said Moscow was concerned about the U.S. decision that threatened the international shippings. Now, according to report, Trump on Tuesday ordered a block of all sanctioned oil tankers entering and leaving Venezuela as Washington tried to increase pressure on President Nicholas. There have been an effective, issue here regarding the president, and the U.S. is planning to send station on oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela last week with loading vessels carrying millions of barrels of oil in the Venezuelan water rather than risk seizures. We note that the continuous and desperate escalations of intentions around Venezuela, a country friendly to us. Our particular concern is that we are very concerned, and we hope that Donald Trump administration, which is characterized by a rational approach, will not make a fatal mistake. Now, see, things is very getting tense. It's gonna escalate, y'all. This is gonna bring out America gonna have to end up some point going to war with Russia. And keep in mind, while we looking in on our left, China, Russia looking in on the right, and we're gonna see a whole shift, a whole global change. I say this to you guys. You want to get everything in order, because 2026 is just around the corner. So much at stake. I say this. Prepare, practice, and persevere. Let's go. Okay. Someone comment when did he start the war? Okay. It says Moscow, December 18th. Russia forged, you know, leader says on Thursday it hoped that the U.S. President Trump administration would not make a fatal mistake over the Venezuelans, and said Moscow was concerned about U.S. decision that threatened the international shippings. See, Trump is already threatened. See, he's escalated, and he already said, basically in so many words, we going to war, and ain't nothing people gonna, do for me stopping this war. This is what Trump says. So I'm going back to the, going back to this because someone just asked me on the comment section about when this war is going to happen. But they're already saying they're warning Trump. The Russian foreign leader is warning Trump right now. That in so many words, it won't be a good look for the U.S. if they do this. Let's go. No, Trump is going against, man, look, y'all. You already know. Trump is he's going against Congress. He's doing this lawless acts, y'all. He's going against Congress, y'all. He's doing this on his own. And the reason why he's doing it on his own because America know they're on their way out, man. They don't. Do you think that they actually care if the government was to shut down and we was to go to war with these foreign countries? Do you think that he would care? He says nothing you can do. He's putting it right there in your face. He's saying it's nothing you can do. Now, y'all can either take it or let it alone. Let's go.
Come on over here, but then you have one. I gave them one. This is General right here, General Raising. Great General. Thanks. Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's an honor. It's a fantastic moment.
Yeah. Starvation belongs to Israel because we know when it comes to a war between Gaza and Israel, we know that God got to inherit Jacob and land. We know those people over there. That's not the real Israelis. Look how America do with their brother Israel. They deposit her on foreign soil, which means that they don't care about what's going on over there. They don't care what Hamas is doing. America already lost a couple of their soldiers. Do you think they actually care about what's going on over there? This man's putting in your face. He's a dictator. He's putting in your face. There's a war that they finna escalate. It's nothing you can do, man. Put it this way. I'm gonna put it this way. Trump life is at stake. They know. He knows. He knows. He knows. He knows what's at stake. See, the devil is not here to make things easy, make things right. I want y'all to just think for a second. Use your discernment. He's not here to set things right for you. He here to make things complicated. Let's go.
But this is really a day of celebration for these people. The job they've done is really unprecedented. So go ahead.
On Brown University, Mr. President,
some of y'all gotta be the most, this patriotic, man. The most ignorant Americans, man. Y'all, y'all don't care. Y'all don't care if this man bring the people into a fall America. I say it like this: yeah, Trump is the last. He's the last president. He's the fall of America. He's the fall of America, I'm tired of going over this with you guys because y'all about to see the great fall. This is a man that promised y'all, told y'all, I'll make America great. Y'all was just going crazy when the government shut down. I told y'all, man, no matter who y'all vote for, no matter you waste time at the poll and cast your vote for a Democrat or Republicans, because I say this and I'm going to say it again, neither party seeks the presidency, will care of, having any signs of interest of saving life of America. He'll care less what your needs are. See, America, they don't have no interest for you. They're cutting down jobs. AI is coming in. See, they got machineries that can do the work that our fathers that have been labored and then have been doing all this labor. Y'all about to find out, man. How 26 going to be, man. How it's going to look. How things going to be while you're here. But we relying on the president that don't have no interest for you anymore. He don't have no interest for American people. Hell, he don't care about his own people. He don't care about you. Let's go. And why your mama sound like a kid? Because y'all put y'all hope in the billionaire. See, I say like this. How much Trump talks about Democrat, how much he talks about Biden. We know Biden couldn't handle it. But the Democrats, they so ignorant that they won't put their trust in the billionaire. So neither party either cares. See, this is American politics for you. This is politics for you. Y'all in for a long ride. Y'all don't even really know what 26 is going to bring. This is the end. See, this is the end of white America, and her days are ruling. I hate to be so blunt, because this is mainly mainly white people don't understand why the days is here. Y'all got to get yourself right. Y'all definitely got to get yourself right. And I'm not trying to be racist, because there's very few of you guys can practice good. There's only an arena of you could be saved, but the majority, the majority is going down, and they're taking fight chance of it to take you along with them. It's sad, man. It's sad to see that we coming close to an end. Y'all playing right now. Y'all playing with your lives. Y'all playing with this judgment. And the Most High God is not playing anymore, man. You about to see the furious anger of the Lord. He's not playing with you anymore. You know, he's not playing. Why do you think the pledge here is fueling up, is boiling? Earthquakes is here, touching America lightly. Tsunamis, you know, volcano eruptions, floods, fire. But you ain't seen nothing yet. With the worst yet to come. Like I say, y'all ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh, it's always.
Assalamu alaikum. Are you thinking about buying a franchise business? No. Assalamu alaikum. My name is.
Months ago, I inherited a mess, and I'm fixing it. When I took office, inflation was the worst in 48 years, and some would say in the history of our country, which caused prices to be higher than ever before, making.
Look, I don't support neither one of them because Democrats represent genders. You know, there's a lot of mistakes. You know what I mean? Former President Joe Biden made, failed to send the U.S. troops. You know what I mean? Out of Afghanistan. And saying to say this, neither president is good. You got the big devil here. You got a little devil. You know, and it seemed like, you know what I mean, after 4 years we get every president we see. Nothing has solved our problems. See, this is why I said this is the end of white America and this system. This is the end of it because, you know, y'all been ruling for so long. You know what I mean? And God, you know what I mean, the God of righteousness and justice and freedom and equality is here. And he's here to take back what belongs with him. He got an army that he's coming with. See, the Lord comes with 10,000s of his holy ones. And if the Lord have not cut short the times, you see, where no human being would even survive. But now you see, for the sake of his elect, you know, the time is short. America time is running out. I hate to tell this to you, but our time has come.
Life unaffordable for millions and millions of Americans. This happened during a Democrat administration, and it's when we first began hearing the word affordability. Our border was open, and because of this, our country was being invaded by an army of 25 million people, many who came from prisons and jails, mental institutions.
Okay, the gentleman asked me, what do you mean by destruction? Well, you don't believe in signs and wonders that's being displayed in the heavens and earth. Now, everybody talks about the December 19, the three-eyed atlas. Now, I want to go over the three-eyed atlas with you. Because this thing is not a comet that they've been telling you, these astronomers, scientists been talking to you about. This is not an asteroid, a meteorite. This is an alien probe. This is none other than a mothership. See, the motherships is here to destroy this present world, to show God's mighty powers, to bring in a new world. So the nature of a new world is righteousness. So the nature of a new world can't be righteousness unless unrighteousness is in its midst. And see, the mother plane goes through Earth gravity. 40 miles it goes through Earth. It can produce its own power. See, when a white man knows that this is not a plane to be played with, because planes come out of the mother planes. See, back in the 1930s, the Canadians report seeing the mother plane. During the Roswell 1947 incidents. See, this has been kept a secret from you. 80 years, the government will not explain this to you. But yet they are here to destroy this present world. You see, God is here to show his mighty power. The power of the force of his nature. But you guys ain't seen nothing yet.
Institutions and insane asylums. They were drug dealers, gang members, and even 11,888 murderers, more than 50% of whom killed more than one person. This is what the Biden administration.
I'm keeping things real. This is factual. Now, you know, whenever you guys want to decide to call this messenger a liar, me and call a lie a liar. See, Ezekiel had a vision of the mother plane. And when he witnessed the wheel, whenever the wheel moved, there was 4 living creatures. And I can explain to you 4 living creatures, the black, brown, red, and yellow, and see why the white don't have an equal part. Because you're not equal. See, in Ezekiel 37, it talks about these bones that will be resurrected from the valley. And see, those bones that was resurrected. See, I say this, we preach of what we know. And see, the returning of the Anunnaki, of our fathers, forefathers, and ancestors. See, America is playing a dangerous game that she can't dig herself out of. And I say this just like my brother, you know, and big shout out to my brother. And I won't say his name on here. But yeah, Daddy Gold won his gold. And Daddy's coming home to stay.
Allowed to happen to our country, and it can never be allowed to happen again. We had men playing in women's sports, transgender for everybody, crime at record levels, with law enforcement, words such as that just absolutely forbidden. We had the worst trade deals ever made in our country, was laughed at from all over the world, but they're not laughing anymore. Over the past 11 months, we have brought more positive change to Washington than any administration in American history. There's never.
And see, some of you guys on here, why will you spend all this time to go on my live to gather information, right? But you on my live talking all this reckless stuff. I'm telling you what's going to happen. Because I won't tell you if I didn't know. I seen these mother planes. I know what they are here for. I know what they're capable of. See. This is why, you know what I mean. God sent a powerful illusion in Second Thessalonians, verse 11. God will use a powerful illusion so you will believe all the lies you've been told, all these fabrication lies y'all been taught and believe in it. Y'all didn't believe these people lies all your life. But you want to find out. You'll find out. You'll go back to this channel. You'll rewatch the video. That I'm gonna tell you, America can never carve you a future here. America don't have a departure for herself. So how do you have a future here? When her time is limited. The end of this world is coming and could come no faster than what these scientists and meteorologists, these astronomers is talking about. Now you can play dumb you want to. You can play like you don't know if you want to.
Never been anything like it, and I think most would agree. I was elected in a landslide, winning the popular vote at all 7.
But this don't have nothing to me hating America. See, hate was evil. See, clans to what is good. See, hate what is evil and clans to what is good. See, do not conform yourself into this pattern of this world, but be transformed by renewing your mind. Revelation 12:2. I don't follow this pattern of this world. I don't follow the ruler of this world. I don't follow the principalities of this cosmic. I don't follow all the lies that they told you and sold you. I don't follow that.
Swing states and everything else with a mandate to take on a sick and corrupt system that extrade really just took the wealth from people and crushed the dreams of the American people. For the last 4 years, the United States was ruled by politicians who fought only for insiders, illegal aliens, career criminals, corporate lobbyists, prisoners, terrorists, and above all, foreign nations which took advantage of us at levels never seen before. They flooded your cities and towns with illegal aliens. They decimated your hard-earned savings. They indoctrinated your children with hate for America. They just released a level of violent felons that we had never seen to prey on innocent. They caused war. They caused mayhem. They caused a horrible situation all over the globe. But now you have a president who fights for the law-abiding, hard-working people of our country, the ones who make this nation run, who make this nation work. And after just 1 year, we have achieved more than anyone could have imagined. Starting on day one, I took immediate action to stop the invasion of our southern border. For the past 7 months, 0 illegal aliens have been allowed into our country, a feat which everyone said was absolutely impossible. Do you remember when Joe Biden said that he needed Congress to pass legislation to help close the border? He was always blaming Congress and everyone else. As it turned out, we didn't need legislation. We just needed a new president. We inherited the worst border anywhere in the world, and we quickly turned it into the strongest border in the history of our country. In other words, in a few short months, we went from worst to best. We're deporting criminals, restoring safety to our most dangerous cities,
Look, you guys, the sad thing is, I'm not afraid to go home. I'm not. If God would say, I'm offering you in heaven, and this and hell is the point and place that people are gonna go. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to walk and leave this world, man. It's time to go, man. It's time to go home, man. You know, because so much chaos these people have caused, so much evil these people been done, so much blood these people, you know what I mean, have in their own hands. They got blood on their hands. It don't make sense, man. It don't make sense, man. It don't make sense. What America done, and now we see her times there. Now people is furious. Y'all owe us apology. Y'all owe us apology. We know we're not going to get it, but we know God is here offering us heaven at once. And since hell has always been a pointed place, they're willing to take us there right along to a place that they're going. So we got to come out. We got to come out of America. We got to come out of her now. It's time to come out of this wickedness. We got to come out of these people, man. Because the Most High God, He's not playing with America anymore. You see the setup. We see these pledge. We see these storms, one after another. And America is, you know what I mean, somewhere in the land is storming with storms. The sad thing, these people think that they're going to have a good future here. These people think that they're going to rally, think everything's going to be back to normal. All of a sudden, destruction is going to come. The fall of America was the fall of Babylon. Babylon is referred to America. America is going to fall. America and her people are going to fall and suffer. And they're going to realize that God is bringing this country to a nothing.
Just take a look at Washington, D.C. It's at levels of safety that we've never seen before. And they decimated the bloodthirsty foreign drug cartels. We did that all by ourselves with our people, and we're so proud of it because they were poisoning and destroying our population. Drugs brought in by ocean and by sea are now down 94%. We have broken the grip of sinister woke radicals in our schools, and control over those schools is back now in the hands of our great and loving states where education belongs. After rebuilding the United States military in my first term, and with the addition we are adding right now, we have the most powerful military anywhere in the world, and it's not even close. I've restored American strength, settled 8 wars in 10 months, destroyed the Iran nuclear threat, and ended the war in Gaza, bringing for the first time in 3,000 years peace to the Middle East, and secured the release of the hostages, both living and dead. Here at home, we're bringing our economy back from the brink of ruin. The last administration and their allies in Congress looted our treasury for trillions of dollars, driving up prices and everything at levels never seen before. I am bringing those high prices.
The thing is, all Satan want us to do is do his bidding, man. All white America want us to do is be chattel slave, you know what I mean? When they don't have no more interest of us. We are no more use to these people because they don't have no more interest. This should be put out in your faces. you know what I mean, that what we seeing, what's finna build up here. We talking about high inflations. We talking about the cost of living. We talking about the cost of food. See, when you realize, you know what I mean, for a lot of us that's out that gotta work and let you know what I mean and let you know what I mean ends meet. Some of us will have to work 2 or 3 jobs to let ends meet, man. 60% of American people finding out that, you know what I mean, they see the high cost of, you know what I mean, a living. I believe probably 40% of American people probably sleeping in their cars, man. This thing about you working 2 or 3 jobs, just trying to, you know what I mean, catch up and let ends meet. It's hard, y'all. It's getting hard out here, man. You know, they can't see it's come to a time they can't even say that capitalism. Because you see Trump, look, Trump is being arrogant, man. Trump don't even care about Congress. Because he know his time is up. He knows he's all in the Epstein files. You know, just look what you know what I mean, he's not doing too good with his court legal proceeding. You know what I mean? This look what's going on. His approval ratings, look, it's not doing it. Look, man, the Democrat, you know what I mean, this took over the House again. This man is putting all out there. He's putting in people's face. Look, I'm gonna start this war. And there's nothing you can do. He told Congress that. It's crazy.
Down and bringing them down very fast. Let's look at the facts. Under the Biden administration, car prices rose 22% and in many states 30% or more. Gasoline rose 30 to 50%. Hotel rates rose 37%. Airfares rose 31%. Now under our leadership, they are all coming down. And
Trump did stole oil for Venezuela, man. They went in there and took the oil, man. I don't know what you're talking about. This is the same Trump back in 2016 when they trying to go on Iran and make Iran a bulwark city. We talking about going to Iran taking oil. See that's the talk of a beast. Going to Iran just taking the oil. That's thug talk. You see? Then now see this is why people say this is a different Trump from 2016, man. He's talking about I'm gonna go to the Middle East, I'm gonna shake things up, man. Man, them foreign leaders, they wasn't having that. We're not having that. You're not coming over here dictating to us, telling us what we are to do. People don't respect Trump, man. They don't look, man. Look, man. He's not like your Ronald Reagans. He's not like your Hitler. They don't, man. Unfortunately, they don't respect Donald Trump. They laughed at Trump. You know what I mean? They laughed at Trump. Why do you think Trump is going over there and demanding access? You know what I mean? Trying to take everything that the Venezuelans have, man. Going after their assets, their oil. You know, oil is like, you know what I mean? They can rake up trillions of dollars of their oil, man. It's going to start conflict, though. Because now they're going to have to see Iran. You're going to have to see all these other people that's going to collide. See, all Trump is here for is start his conflict. See, he don't care how much trouble he is in. He's gonna, you know what I mean? He's gonna make sure if he go down, he's gonna make sure he's gonna make this whole country go down. He don't care how much trouble he is in. He don't care about that.
Coming down fast. Democrat politicians also said the cost of groceries soaring, but we are solving that too. The price of a Thanksgiving turkey was down 33% compared to the Biden last year. The price of eggs is down 82% since March, and everything else is falling rapidly. And it's not done yet, but boy, are we making progress. Nobody can believe what's going on. Here are just some of the efforts that we have underway, and you will see in your wallets and bank accounts in the new year. After years of record-setting falling incomes, our policies are boosting take-home pay.
Look, you guys. There's some people will say that they don't need Obamacare. There were some people in Iowa. I gotta say this. You know, there was this saying that we don't need Obamacare no more. Then all of a sudden a week go by, they're arguing about the Obamacare. But at first they didn't need Obamacare. Because now they start seeing, you know what I mean, insurance have rise 52%. And you start seeing the prelims is skyrocketing. I'm telling y'all, man, 2026 is going to be a very, very interesting year, man. A lot of y'all going to go about filing y'all income tax is going to watch what he's see what the Republican is doing. He's going to make you pay interest. You're going to have an interest rate, which means your insurance. Look, when you got to start paying for Medi-Cal and all that, you got to go out and go out and pay Medi-Cal out your pockets. Come on, man. Just think how much they're gonna be taking through taxes, y'all. Not gonna be a good income tax for a lot of American people. Let's go.
At a historic pace. Under Biden, real wages plummeted by $3,000. Under Trump, the typical factory worker has seen a wage increase of $1,300. For construction workers, it's $1,800. For miners, we're bringing back clean, beautiful coal. It's $3,300. And for the first time in years, wages are rising much faster than inflation. Remember that rate, the wages, just look at it. Wages are going up much faster than inflation. How big is that? Very importantly, there are more people working today than at any time in American history, and 100% of all jobs created since I took office have been in the private sector. Think of that. 100% of all jobs have been in the private sector rather than government, which is the only way to make a country powerful and great. This historic trend will continue already.
See, he's saying he wants the country to be powerful and great. They want to rule. He wants to gain power. He want to use dictating. You know what I mean? He want to be the dictator. You know what I mean? And I say this, man. I'm gonna say this again because there's a lot of you guys, you know what I mean, coming in. You know what I mean? America, she don't have power no more. She don't have power to even excise that Middle East. Y'all about to see 2016 is going to be a year that we're going to lose out on our currency, on the dollar. China when it comes to, grounds, when it comes to how many grounds she covered, when it comes to her population, 57%. So America got to find grounds to cover. She got to find friends. You know what I mean? Because all China needs is for Korea to come in, is to try to work with Japan, and if they can snatch Korea and Japan, it's pretty much a wrap when it comes to the currency, when it comes to the dollar. The dollar ain't gonna be no more. 2016, the dollar, you're gonna see the dollar will decline. This will be the decline of the US dollar. You'll see 50% of the US dollar, 50%, when it comes to, her currency, it's going to lose 50% of its value. And that value is going to be backed up by gold or silver. So invest now and invest you some gold and silver and copper. Because the dollar, not going to be worth anything. So I say this, brace yourself for this economic crash. Let's go.
I've secured a record-breaking $18 trillion of investment into the United States, which means jobs, wage increases, growth, factory openings, and far greater national security. Much of this success has been accomplished by tariffs. My favorite word, tariffs, which for many decades have been used successfully by other countries against us, but not anymore. Companies know that if they build in America, there are no tariffs, and that's why they're coming home to the USA in record numbers. They're building factories and plants at levels we haven't seen. AI, automobiles, we're doing.
Oh yeah, Esau people is furious. The Caucasian people, when it comes to Caucasian people, Esau, y'all so furious, man. Y'all got to go on people's lives and see what people's talking about. Yeah, y'all so fierce. And y'all know y'all time is here, man. Y'all can say, we will come and we built the ruins. See, this is what they said to the Lord of hosts. Edom said, I will rebuild the ruin. But this is what the Lord of hosts says. They may build, but I will demolish. You shall see this with your eyes. And you shall say, great is the Lord beyond the borders of Israel. You see, when the son honors his father, and when the master honors his slave, and see, when God says, if I'm a father to you, where's the honor? If I'm a master, where's the respect? See, it is you, white America, who God is after, who he needs to see. See, it has been proven for a decade now that they show you and put it in our face that they are not successful in ruling today. Now, take it or let it alone. Let's go to Daniel 5. Well, 7. The 7th chapter of Daniel. Verse 5. Talking about a beast. A very well-known beast. That had 3 ribs of his mouth. See, we've been swallowed for 3 centuries. That the devil been here. When you see there's been one chaos after another. See, I say this to you guys. We can't live with them in peace. Because, peace was never in these people's nature. You see. So who should be worried, you know what I mean, like how worried they are? We should not be worried of what's coming here. We should be preparing ourselves, and we should be wanting to come home. They're more fierce today than we are, because we know this judgment ain't got nothing to do with us. See, judgment have come to white America, and judgment has come, and it's knocking on your doors, because God is coming to a city where you may live. Now take it or let it alone.
What nobody thought was even possible, not even remotely possible. There has never, frankly, been anything like it. 1 year ago, our country was dead. We were absolutely dead. Our country was ready to fail, totally fail. Now, we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. And that's said by every single leader that I've spoken to over the last 5 months. Next year, you will also see the results of the largest tax cuts in American history that were really accomplished through our great, big, beautiful bill, perhaps the most sweeping legislation ever passed in Congress. We wrapped 12 different bills up into one beautiful bill that includes no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. Under these cuts, many families will be saving between $11,000 and $20,000.
But I'm gonna say this. I don't hate white people. But I want white people to wake up and understand and look at our world leaders and look at these people for who they is. Because I can understand your pain. I can understand your suffering. I can understand you angry. I can truly understand. But it's time to come to some kind of understanding, because you know, white supremacy, you see, and some of the children's is seeing and coming out of this, you know, of this cult thing, of this white supremacy. Some people are angry to see where this country is heading. You should be actually tired of seeing a corrupted justice system, a political system, an educational system where you see teachers are in great dangers. You should be tired of seeing these people trying to teach this ideologically of this sexual indoctrination. That's okay. They can teach that boys could be with boys, girls could be with girls. You should be tired of seeing police brutality on black people. Now it's happening with Hispanics. You should be tired of this, you know what I mean, tacitities that's been going on in our streets. You know, and you got police, detective, FBI, they're all here. But we see the gruesome and savage acts is committed right between their eyes and ears. And we all, we all damn tired. You should all want a change. you should all fasten your seatbelt and enjoy the ride and see a change that's going to come. No matter what color you are, but know that new world's going to come. You should want a complete change. Let's go.
Dollars a year, and next spring is projected to be the largest tax refund season of all time. Because of tariffs, along with the just passed One Big Beautiful Bill, tonight I am also proud to announce that more than 1,450,000, think of this, 1,450,000 military service members will receive.
I'm going to say this to you guys. Now, I just heard just today that they was telling people, American people, buy more guns because of the habit Trump is causing. I want to say this to you guys because I don't know if you guys heard that Trump is trying to cause assassination with on American ground, and this is causing people to buy guns. Trump is trying to force, this assassination right here in United States. I don't know, you know what I mean? If you guys heard, they've been a secret list. They've been talking about this terrorist organization. They say this anti-racist that they trying to go after people that is anti-racist, and they trying to find by any, by any cause to find a proper cause to, go through social media and find who have a problem with this man's policies. Give me a minute. I'm going to read some of you guys' comments right now. Reading some of you guys' comments right now. Oh, they can't look, y'all. They can't stand being that hot sun, y'all. See. We getting a high radiation with the plasma, with these solar storms and stuff. We're getting a whole different atmosphere with the sun, getting its radiation. And they can't stand being out in that hot heat. They can't stand it. Some of these people will pale real bad, man, because they can't stand being out in that hot heat. But let's go to this, let's roll this footage. Say.
A special we call Warrior Dividend before Christmas, a Warrior Dividend in honor of our nation's founding in 1776. We are sending every soldier $1,776. Think of that. And the checks are already on the way. Nobody understood that one until about 30 minutes ago. We We made a lot more money than anybody thought because of tariffs, and the bill helped us along. Nobody deserves it more than our military, and I say congratulations to everybody. And by the way, we now have record enlistment in our military, and last year we had among the worst recruitment numbers in our military's history. What a difference a year makes. In addition, I'm doing what no politician of either party has ever done, standing up to the special interests to dramatically reduce the price of prescription drugs. I negotiated directly with the drug companies and foreign nations, which were taking advantage of our country for many decades, to slash prices on drugs and pharmaceuticals by as much as 400, 500, and even 600%. In other words, your drug costs will be plummeting downward, and I use the threat of tariffs to get foreign countries who would never have done it to pay the cost of this giant dollar reduction.
You know, it's insane. You know, Trump talks more on terrorists because he likes putting terrorists on people. We seen the terrorists being put on black farmers, farmlands. We seen black, salons. Terrorists is being put on black salons. We seen it in China. You know, it's just these terrorists. It's just like a thing. Like he loves to do. You know, and it's really a backfire. It's really affecting the U.S. I don't know if you guys notice. We still in reception. Just feel like we still in reception times, man. It's really backfire. It's really affecting our economy. When her trades is all cut off, man. Her trades is cut off with China. She can't do. Look. This see when she can't make no kind of transaction with these 14 countries. She goes to Venezuela and talk about, yeah, we're gonna just go and steal their oil, take their assets. And that's exactly what they did. They went over there to Venezuela and saw these people was no threat, and went in there and started taking their oil, started taking their assets. You know, I say this to say this is evil on the part of America. Let's go.
They stopped ripping us off, and it began as of 4 days ago. There is never.
Exactly. She's losing all her allies. And one thing is, it's sad to see how Taiwan is. Poor Taiwan. Because China wants to, they can easily invade their next door neighbor. And when she can't exercise Taiwan, see America she came and exercised her own allies, man. She losing friends all over. So you hear him talk about, well, we got Finland, we got Switzerland, and you start talking about these people. But the truth of the matter is, who's gonna join you when this thing gets, into a all out war. See, this is not your 1811, 12, World War One. It's in twos. This is a different war. This is a complete different war. This is not 1811. This is not 1812. Let's go.
Never been anything like this in the history of our country. Drugs have only gone up, but now they'll be going down by numbers never conceived possible. It's called most favored nation, and no president has ever had the courage or ability to get this done until now. The first of these unprecedented price reductions will be available starting in January through a new website, Trump price cuts will greatly reduce the cost of health care. I'm also taking on the gigantic health insurance companies that have gotten rich on billions of dollars of money that should go directly to the people. The money should go to the people, that's you, so they can buy their own health insurance, which will give far better benefits at much lower cost. It will be far better health insurance. The current Unaffordable Care Act was created to make insurance companies rich. It was bad health care at much too high a cost. And you see that now in the steep increase in premiums being demanded by the Democrats, and they are demanding those increases, and it's their fault. It is not the Republicans' fault. It's the Democrats' fault. It's the Unaffordable Care Act, and everybody knew it. Again,
You see what he says? He says the Democrat fault is an unaffordable act. But look, one party is lying. If the Democrats are saying that we want to say the Obamacare and the Republicans is trying to take the Obamacare, then what they going to replace the Obamacare? They're not going to replace it. They expecting for you go out your pockets, pay for these high premiums you're going to see, your high insurance, and then expecting to try to do a favor to bring jobs where we work in minimum wage jobs. Because now if you were trying to go into construction, they're taking the high paying jobs away and bringing you these minimum wage jobs. What's that going to do with a lot of American people that got to pay these high insurance and things when insurance is going to go up? See, they don't have a solution. If he's talking, saying, well, the Democrat is, is trying to make things, unaffordable, where Democrats is trying to save the Obamacare for you. That's the least thing, they want to do. But my thing is if they take the Obamacare, where are they going to replace it? What kind of solution they have to replace the Obamacare? Except that you're going to see high premiums, high inflations, high cost of livings. You know what I mean? Grocery, will be high. Gas prices high. I'm just saying.
I want the money to go directly to the people so you can buy your own health care. You'll get much better health care at a much lower price. The only losers will be insurance companies that have gotten rich, and the Democrat Party, which is totally controlled by those same insurance companies. They will not be happy, but that's okay with me because you, the people, are finally going to be getting great health care at a lower cost. Another major focus is the cost of energy. For years, the radical left Democrats exploited the green energy scam as an excuse to funnel many billions of dollars into their own massive slush funds, as their energy restrictions drastically drove up prices, and they drove them up at record levels. Electricity costs surged 30 to 100% under Biden, and the typical family lost $5,000 to $10,000 in higher energy costs. Think of that, $5,000 to $10,000 you lost. On day one, I declared a national energy emergency. Gasoline is now under $2.50 a gallon in much of the country. In some states, it, by the way, just hit $1.99 a gallon. And within the next 12 months, we will have opened 1,600 new electrical generating plants, a record, and it's a record that won't be beaten by practically, I would say, by anybody, or certainly not very soon. Prices.
I want to say this because I see somebody say that the cost of groceries is down. Like y'all got to be kidding. Like y'all think really that this economy is back booming. I'm telling y'all, man, there's a lot of us, you know what I mean? And I say there's a lot of YouTubers can agree that the government gonna shut down because they're gonna get to next year, January 30th, they're gonna go back to recess, they'll go back to the drawing board, and the Democrats gonna want to save Obamacare. And Trump, you know, wherever he got in that one ugly, beautiful bill that people don't know, and people thinking that, oh, it's not a big deal, you know, and that's what y'all think. It's not a big deal what Trump is doing. But I'm telling y'all this to say this to y'all. Be specking the government shutdown, be specking the whole economic crash, be specking what Trump is planning here to do, man. He don't care about American, you know what I mean, life, saving life for American people. Y'all, man, how dumb y'all gotta be, man. Look what's happening in Washington. Look, he's not interested in saving FEMA. Just look what's happening in Washington. Look what's happening Auburn, you know, and the worst is still yet to come, and you just ain't seen nothing yet. People losing homes, you know, and just think what they gonna do, man. The insurance company they only can cover so much. But y'all actually think that these people are going to be in the best of your interest, that they're going to really help you, that you're going to rely on the government, you're going to rely on these people to help you. Sad.
But electricity and everything else will fall dramatically. The Democrat inflation disaster, again, the worst in the history of our country, also robbed millions of Americans of home ownership and indeed the American dream. The yearly cost of a typical new mortgage increased by $15,000 under Democrat rule. In 11 months, we've already gotten that annual cost down by $3,000, and it's coming down a lot lower. Wait till you see, the numbers are going to be shocking. And I'll soon announce our next chairman of the Federal Reserve, someone who believes in lower interest rates by a lot, and mortgage payments will be coming down even further early in the new year. And you will see this in the new year. I will announce some of the most aggressive housing reform plans in American history. A major factor in driving up housing costs was the colossal border invasion. We have never been invaded. This is the worst thing.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Base 44, a complete AI creation platform.
That, frankly, in my opinion, the worst thing that the Biden administration did to our country is the invasion at the border. The last administration and their allies in Congress brought in millions and millions of migrants and gave them taxpayer-funded housing while your rent and housing costs skyrocketed. Over 60% of growth in the rental market came from foreign migrants. At the same time, illegal aliens stole American jobs and flooded emergency rooms, getting free health care and education paid for by you, the American taxpayer. They also increased the cost of law enforcement by numbers so high that they are not even to be mentioned. For the first time in 50 years, we are now seeing reverse migration as migrants go back home, leaving more housing and more jobs for Americans. In the year before my election, all net creation of jobs was going to foreign migrants. Since I took office, 100% of all net job creation has gone to American-born citizens.
I'm gonna say like this. Trump made a point right there. I'm gonna say he made a point because the jobs were going straight to, you know what I mean, immigration due to Democrat, to the Biden administration. So he definitely made a point, you know, and I think I think that's the argument that both of these parties feuding because they don't want the Democrats to spend trillions of dollars when it comes to immigration on jobs and bringing, because you don't know if you bring in legal immigration, you don't know if you smother legal immigration come to the U.S. to work, and that's going to be trillions of dollars that they're going to take their eyes off the Americans and focus on immigration. So, Trump he definitely makes a point right there. So this thing, I tell y'all that this thing's gonna be hard for them to decide, and this is the reason why I strongly think that the government's gonna shut down because you're gonna have one party not gonna agree on Obamacare, the Democrats is not gonna, what I mean, like, fold because they're not, they're not gonna agree on what the Republicans want because the Republicans they don't want to spend trillions of dollars on legal immigrant, immigration come here for these jobs because you will get them come here. You'll get legal immigration come here to come to the United States and work a job. And they don't want that. They don't want this thing to go up trillions of dollars that they handing out. So this definitely it's gonna be a tough call, man. It's gonna be a tough call. This is why I strongly think that the government gonna shut down. Let's go.
100%. In the end, government either serves the productive, patriotic, hardworking American citizen or it serves those who break the laws, cheat the system, and seek power and profit at the expense of our nation. Look at Minnesota, where Somalians have taken over the economics of the state and have stolen billions and billions of dollars from Minnesota and indeed from the United States of America. We're going to put an end to it. For so long as before my election, the vast majority of good and decent Americans were forced to watch as corrupt politicians plundered the halls of power, exploited our taxpayers, and pillaged every system that makes civilized society function. But not anymore, and you see that every day. Not anymore. We're putting America first, and we are making America great again. Very simple. We are making America great again. Tonight, after 11 months, our border is secure. Inflation is stopped. Wages are up. Prices are down. Our nation is strong. America is respected. And our country is back, stronger than ever before. We're poised for an economic boom, the likes of which the world has never seen. Soon we will host the World Cup and the...
Look, he gotta give that straight lie. We know and we see America's on the verge of falling. Babylon, the great America, she's on the verge of falling. We all know this. But he gotta put up this croissant, lie to you, tell you everything is gravy and everything is great. He gotta say that. Even people that's not even from the United States can look on the, from the outside and see her from far, to see her burning, to see this thing is falling apart. People from the outside can see it. So while we in the inside, we definitely can see America is shredding and she's falling apart. She's shredding like a thumbnail.
Olympics, both of which I got, but most importantly, we will celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. There could be no more fitting tribute to this epic milestone than to complete the comeback of America that began just 1 year ago. When the world looks at us next year, let them see a nation that is loyal to its citizens, faithful to its workers, confident to its identity, certain to its destiny, and the envy of the entire globe. We are respected again like we have never been respected before. To each and every one of you,
Nobody, look, and I mean nobody, hear me. Nobody respect white America. I hate to say it like this. Y'all can be in disagreeing with me. You want to. No one respect this nation. No one respect America for what she is. And that's all I gotta say to you guys.
Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. God bless you all. We are respected again like we have never been respected before. To each and every one of you, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. God bless you all. It's $1,800 for minors. We're bringing back clean, beautiful coal. It's $3,300. And for the first time in years, wages are rising much faster than inflation. Remember that rate, the wages, just look at it. Wages are going up much faster than inflation. How big is that? Very importantly, there are more people working today than at any time in American history, and 100% of all jobs created since I took office have been in the private sector. Think of that. 100% of all jobs have been in the private sector rather than government, which is the only way to.
You know what? You can put off that lie if you want to, that black people, you know what I mean, are what they are. But we are a chosen people. You can't accept the fact that your judgment is here. Understand, accept the fact that your judgment is here. Accept the fact that y'all got more blood, you know what I mean, in your hands than our little blood that we put on each other's hands. Y'all got way more blood on your hands. Hell, y'all got police officers that killed us. Your police officers killed us more than the average person wearing street clothes. So let's go there. Let's go with all the brutality, with all the racism. See, we never showed you guys a threat, that we never posed a threat to you guys. We never go into a white neighborhood and kill white people. But when we went into the market, the white market, when we purchased guns, we didn't go to the neighborhoods to kill white people, but we went into our own neighborhoods. So don't come on my live and comment on the comment section about how you feel about black people, because y'all time is here, y'all judgment is here. The blood is all on y'all people's hands. So don't get too cocky. Yeah, y'all people are scumbags. Y'all people came from Europe. Y'all the dirtiest people to come out of Europe. Yeah, y'all described the caveman, the dirtiest people, come with all these kind of disease. You know what I mean? Y'all come with the nastiest disease, and then y'all get scientists like Anthony Fauci. You know what I mean? To come with experiments on how best to kill American people. This is wicked on America's part. But yeah, you don't want to accept the fact that your judgment is here, but want to be on someone's live and comment where you want to comment on the comment section, and thinking that my people ain't gonna be on this live and challenge you. Y'all people, man, y'all people, look, y'all people, please get a life. Accept the fact that your judgment is here.
Make a country powerful and great. This this historic trend will continue. Already, I've secured a record-breaking $18 trillion of investment into the United States, which means jobs, wage increases, growth, factory openings, and far greater national security. Much of this success has been accomplished by tariffs. My favorite word, tariffs, which for many decades have been used successfully by other countries against us, but not anymore. Companies.
Just like I was telling you guys, his favorite line, his favorite word is tariffs. Because he loved using tariffs on people. See, you think you're getting over, but you're not going to get over. When when any when any time America think that she can plot and scheme, God is here to plan and plan and scheme. Excuse me, there. He's the best. He's the best scammer. You know what I mean? But God's the best schemer, and He knows their thoughts before they was ever made, man.
Know that if they build in America, there are no tariffs, and that's why they're coming home to the USA in record numbers. They're building factories and plants at levels we haven't seen. AI, automobiles. We're doing what nobody thought was even possible, not even remotely possible. There's never, frankly, been anything like it. 1 year ago, our country was dead. We were absolutely dead. Our country was ready to fail, totally fail. Now, we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. And that's said by every single leader that I've spoken to over the last 5 months. Next year, you will also see the results of the largest tax cuts in American history that were really accomplished through our great, big, beautiful bill, perhaps the most sweeping legislation ever passed in Congress. We wrapped 12 different bills up into one beautiful bill that includes no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. Under these cuts, many families will be saving between $11,000 and $20,000 a year, and next spring is projected to be the largest tax refund season of all time. Because of tariffs, along with the just passed One Big Beautiful Bill, tonight I am also proud to announce that more than 1,450,000, think of this, 1,450,000 military service members will receive a special we call Warrior Dividend before Christmas, a Warrior Dividend. In honor of our nation's founding in 1776, we are sending every soldier $1,776. Think of that. And the checks are already on the way. Nobody understood that one until about 30 minutes ago. We made a lot more money than anybody thought because of tariffs, and the bill helped us along. Nobody deserves it more than our military, and I say congratulations to everybody. And by the way,
One thing I want to address, don't nobody, we might know just a little bit what's in that. You know what I mean? One big, ugly, big, beautiful bill. But we don't know what's all in that, you know what I mean, ugly, big, beautiful bill. We don't. But all I can say is it's challenging. Because you're going to see both parties challenging. And it's going to come to a point that neither party haven't decided. You know, it looked like it's a joke, but I tell you this though, is getting out of hand. Because it shows you neither of these two parties care about American people. I just want y'all to see that. While y'all got holding up Trump and saying Trump 28, I want y'all to see judgment is here. You know what I mean? And the judgment that's here, it cannot be ignored. You can try to ignore it. You can try not to see what's coming here. You can play deaf as you want to. But our people are woken. And our people see what America and what she, you know what I mean, where she's about and where she's going. Our people can wake up and see. And all our people are awakened. Now, to those that claim that they are not awake, to those that's furious, you can play like you don't see it, you know, but we all see it that's here. Something folding is here, something great is here. Now you can play dumb you want to. Something gradually is approaching this earth.
We now have record enlistment in our military, and last year we had among the worst recruitment numbers in our military's history. A lot of difference a year makes. In addition, I'm doing what no politician of either party has ever done, standing up to the special interests to dramatically reduce the price of prescription drugs. I negotiated directly with the drug companies, foreign nations, which were taking advantage of our country for many decades to slash prices on drugs and pharmaceuticals by as much as 400, 500, and even 600%. In other words, your drug costs will be plummeting downward, and I used the threat of tariffs to get foreign countries who would never have done it to pay the cost of this giant dollar reduction. They stopped ripping us off, and it began as of 4 days ago. There has never been anything like this in the history of our country. Drugs have only gone up, but now they'll be going down by numbers never conceived possible. It's called most favored nation, and no president has ever had the courage or ability to get this done until now. The first of these unprecedented price reductions will be available starting in January through a new website, TrumpRx.gov. And these big price cuts will greatly reduce the cost of health care. I'm also taking on the gigantic health insurance companies that have gotten rich on billions of dollars of money that should go directly to the people. The money should go to the people, that's you, so they can buy their own health insurance, which will give far better benefits at much lower cost. It will be far better health insurance. The current Unaffordable Care Act was created to make insurance companies rich. It was bad health care at much too high a cost, and you see that now in the steep increase in premiums being demanded by the Democrats, and they are demanding those increases, and it's their fault. It is not the Republicans' fault. It's the Democrats' fault. It's the Unaffordable Care Act, and everybody knew it. Again, I want the money to go directly to the people so you can buy your own health care. You'll get much better health care at a much lower price. The only losers will be insurance companies that have gotten rich, and the Democrat Party, which is totally controlled by those same insurance.
Since I want y'all to understand something. Since when you see Democrat and Republican done something for the poor? When the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor. Since when neither party did anything for the poor? Now, I want y'all to think for a second though. Trump is going to pull a string. Hear me. Trump is going to pull a string. Y'all think that's because you see some stimulus, $2,000 stimulus, some stimulus around here and here, that's just going to He just wanna try to show you that he's gonna try and steal election so you can vote for him. Just because you get a little stimulus. See that don't necessarily mean every American is going to be getting a stimulus, but when you get a stimulus, you think, oh, he's doing something. He's doing something I can vote for. Stimulus don't mean nothing than what they need to give us. When they talking about restitution, then we talking. Now we talking. Just because you get stimulus here and the stimulus there don't mean nothing. Don't mean nothing.
They will not be happy, but that's okay with me because you, the people, are finally going to be getting great health care at a lower cost. Another major focus is the cost of energy. For years, the radical left Democrats exploited the green energy scam as an excuse to funnel many billions of dollars into their own massive slush funds as their energy restrictions drastically drove up prices, and they drove them up at record levels. Electricity costs surged 30 to 100% under Biden, and the typical family lost $5,000 to $10,000 in higher energy costs. Think of that, $5,000 to $10,000 you lost. On day one, I declared a national energy emergency. Gasoline is now under $2.50 a gallon in much of the country. In some states, it, by the way, just hit $1.99 a gallon. And within the next 12 months, we will have opened 1,600 new electrical generating plants, a record, and it's a record that won't be beaten by practically, I would say, by anybody. Or certainly not very soon. Prices on electricity and everything else will fall dramatically. The Democrat inflation disaster, again, the worst in the history of our country, also robbed millions of Americans of home ownership and indeed the American dream. The yearly cost of a typical new mortgage increased by $15,000 under Democrat rule. In 11 months, we've already got that annual cost down by $3,000, and it's coming down a lot lower. Wait till you see, the numbers are going to be shocking. And I'll soon announce our next chairman of the Federal Reserve, someone who believes in lower interest rates by a lot, and mortgage payments will be coming down even further. Early the new year, and you will see this, in the new year I will announce some of the most aggressive housing reform plans in American history. A major factor in driving up housing costs was the colossal border invasion. We have never been invaded. This is the worst thing that, frankly, in my opinion, the worst thing that the Biden administration did to our country is the invasion at the border. The last administration and their allies in Congress brought in millions and millions of migrants and gave them taxpayer-funded housing while your rent and housing costs skyrocketed. Over 60% of growth in the rental market came from foreign migrants. At the same time, illegal aliens stole American jobs and flooded emergency rooms, getting free health care and education paid for by you, the American taxpayer. They also increased the cost of law enforcement by numbers so high that they are not even to be mentioned. For the first time in 50 years, we are now seeing reverse migration as migrants go back home, leaving more housing and more jobs for Americans. In the year before my election, all net creation of jobs was going to foreign migrants. Since I took office, 100% of all net job creation has gone to American-born citizens. 100%. In the end, government.
Now, I want to say this. You know, there've been a lot of killings that we've been just seeing. Just within the months, we just have just a sprees of, American people getting killed. I'm just not buying this crap. where we got the best Homeland Security, the best FBI and policemen. People cannot walk the streets in these towns in America without being shot down, raped. And we got, like I said, we got police, FBI, detective. They are all here. But the gruesome and savage acts is committed day and night somewhere in the streets of America. This becomes a big problem. The assassination with Charlie Kirk. This becomes a political problem, political issue. You guys, I just want y'all to just brace yourself and look around and if you think that everything's all right, then I want y'all to think again and look and see things for, you know what I mean, what it is.
Either serves the productive, patriotic, hardworking American citizen, or it serves those who break the laws, cheat the system, and seek power and profit at the expense of our nation. Look at Minnesota, where Somalians have taken over the economics of the state and have stolen billions and billions of dollars from Minnesota and indeed from the United States of America. And we're going to put an end to it. For so long as before my election, the vast majority of good and decent Americans were forced to watch as corrupt politicians plundered the halls of power, exploited our taxpayers, and pillaged every system that makes civilized society function. But not anymore, and you see that every day. Not anymore. We're putting America first, and we are making America great again. Very simple. We are making America great again. Tonight, after 11 months, our border is secure. Inflation is stopped. Wages are up. Prices are down. Our nation is strong. America is respected. And our country is back, stronger than ever before. We're poised for an economic...
Anytime when you get a man can just sit up here on a national stage and lie to the people like that. We ain't seen America had not been great by far. This is what I'm talking about. These fabricated lies that you believe in. See, this is why God used a powerful illusion. You believe these lies. You hear all the lies, but you don't hear nothing that they talking about that they would do. But you hear all the lies you hear. And most of you believe in it. Most of you believe that this country America that we all stand on and we looking at. Y'all believe that America is already going to be great. When we see people right here in America losing their homes, when we're seeing houses being swept from its foundation, we seeing this with our own eyes. When we see the destruction and fall of America, we see this. And we're not blind to it. we see what's happening to America.
Economic boom, the likes of which the world has never seen. Soon we will host the World Cup and the Olympics, both of which I got. But most importantly, we will celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. There could be no more fitting tribute to this epic milestone than to complete the comeback of America that began just 1 year ago. When the world looks at us next year, let them see a nation that is loyal to its citizens, faithful to its workers, confident to its identity, certain to its destiny, and the envy of the entire globe. We are respected again like we have never been respected before. To each and every one of you, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. God bless you all. Good evening, America. 11 months ago, I inherited a mess, and I'm fixing it. When I took office, inflation was the worst in 48 years, and some would say in the history.
Now, it don't take a rocket science for this thing out. We see Trump's approval rates at 47. Do you think by far that he's taking care of what he's talking about? This thing becomes a mess when when the House is divided, it can't stand any longer. America, she got to clean up her house. They know that they got to clean up this house. But you got this big ballroom. But by far you ain't cleaned up your mess that you left. Hell, Trump didn't clean up his mess in 2016 when we see the January 6th insurrection. See, so I say to say this: no president is greater than the next president. Find me one besides John F. Kennedy that was trying to do something before he was assassinated. And that was back in 1935 when we had John F. Kennedy that was running in the presidency before he was assassinated. But like I said, you guys, thank you for tuning into this live. For more content, please stay subscribed and please share this live. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. But we definitely be back for another live stream. Till then, we out. Before we go, make sure you guys hit that like button if you didn't hit the like button. But yeah, like I said again, thank you guys for tuning in. We out.